Hey people, it's Niall Stokey. I'd like to thank Professor Migdown for telling me this story. So this is from Cointelegraph. US printed more money in 1 month than in 2 centuries. The Federal Reserve's money printer has cranked up to ridiculous levels, but will really lead to inflation. In a letter to investors released on July 29th, Pantera Capital CEO Dan Morehead noted the United States has printed a shocking amount of money to combat the pandemic-induced financial crisis. The United States printed more money in June than the first 2 centuries after its founding, Morehead wrote. Last month, the U.S. budget deficit, $864 billion, was larger than the total debt incurred from 1776 through the end of 1979. Morehead made it clear that Pantera Capital sees Bitcoin as a solution for the current crisis. He also contrasted the effects of money printing in recent months and how the equivalent amount of currency had performed across centuries. With that first trillion US dollar printed, we defeated British imperialists, bought Alaska and the Louisiana Purchase, defeated fascism, ended the Great Depression, built the interstate highway system, and went to the moon. Morehead cited the resulting inflation as the main reason one should get out of paper money and into Bitcoin. For people who are listening, this is not an endorsement of Bitcoin. Okay, this is obviously a CEO talking. If you want to invest, please do your own research. According to the CEO, there's no need for inflation-adjusted numbers with Bitcoin because there's no hyperinflation, going to zero. Goldberg Peter Schiff is also concerned about the effects of money printing. He noted comments by the chair of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, who said this week the Fed was using its full range of tools to respond to the pandemic, printing money, keeping interest rates close to zero, making asset purchases steady at $120 billion per month. The U.S. is about to experience one of the greatest inflationary periods in world history, Schiff said on Twitter. Any credibility the Fed has will be lost. Federal Reserve notes soon won't be worth a continental. Continental paper money in the U.S. was at one time exchanged for treasury bonds at 1% of its face value. So basically, $100 will become the equivalent of $1, I suppose. Despite widespread fears over inflation, many experts predict consumer prices will actually go into a period of deflation. That's exactly what happened in Australia this week when ABC News reported that consumer prices in the country actually dropped 1.9% in June. It's a record for deflation since the Korean War. However, many pundits believe the inflation is actually hidden in asset prices rather than consumer prices, and that money printing has underpinned the share market rally in the midst of the pandemic. Pantera Capital revealed its simple investment strategy for riding out the pandemic. Stay long crypto until schools, daycare open. Until then, the economy won't function and money will be continuously printed. Again, please do not take this as financial advice. This is just an article. Anyway, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, I'll leave my GoFundMe in the description. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I'll leave that there as well. Peace.